Before I had my baby, I watched a bunch of videos of people saying like what the newborn essentials were in their opinions. And a lot of the things that they suggested I thought were ridiculous and completely unnecessary and just immediately dismissed as something we didn't need. And today, as someone who has officially survived the newborn stage, I understand why those things would be essential. I want to share a list of things that I thought were stupid and not necessary that I regret not purchasing. Number one is a bassinet, and then specifically I would like the kind where it basically makes your bed and the bassinet the same level so that you can reach out and touch the baby. I was not prepared for how many times I was going to need to check to make sure he was still breathing. And then I also didn't anticipate having a C-section, which meant that I couldn't bend over really to get him out of the pack and play type bassinet that we had. So having something like that would have been a complete lifesaver. Also make bassinets that like rock and vibrate and things like that. And I think that those would be really beneficial too. I'm just not sure which one of those two I think would be better. Next thing I thought was completely ridiculous was a sound machine. I felt like people who were putting sound machines on for their newborns were just setting themselves up for newborns that needed a lot of assistance falling asleep. I didn't know that newborns just need a lot of assistance falling asleep, so that was news to me. I really thought babies just slept when they were tired, and that's kind of how things worked. So to me, I figured that any additional things you gave them, such as like the rocking bassinet, the vibration, the sound machine, was just going to be something that they became dependent on as they got older. And clearly, like, I recognize that there's some truth to that, but as I said in my previous video, the newborn stage is about surviving at all costs, and they really don't establish habits until about 3 months anyway, so these things are completely helpful to surviving. A lot of people talking about this little shusher, and I thought that was completely absurd. I could not fathom a reason that that would be helpful. Today, I understand it. It's exhausting to go shh, 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 over and over and over again. When your baby is having a tantrum and screaming, you have to shush really loudly for them to even hear it, which is exhausting for me because I'm a pretty quiet person to begin with. So having a machine that shushes that I can turn up really loudly is a game changer. And honestly, for my baby, it silences him immediately because, spoiler alert, I bought it. And the last thing that I completely didn't understand was the little bouncer chairs, the baby Bjorn. I thought it was so stupid. They don't vibrate. They don't like rock themselves. I could not understand why anybody would spend money, no less $200 on something like that. And I have since bought the generic version of it. I didn't realize that my baby was going to want to sit up 24/7 when he could not sit up. That is the purpose behind that chair. Babies are always wanting to do like whatever the next thing is that they can't really do yet. So that bouncer chair allows them to like sit up and be a part of everything and see things and look around before they're actually able to do it. And it is a lifesaver. Baby is now 3 months old, and take my word for it, those are all things that you're going to want.